Good morning to all of you. The season has started strong for me, and I'm not talking about many customers, I'm talking about problems. Um, on Friday evening, we found my mother on the floor. She had fallen the steps the day before, the previous day. Well, what happened is the neighbor called us on Friday, 6 o'clock, to ask me if I had spoken to my mother that day, because he's been trying to call her since 9 o'clock in the morning and he couldn't, and she was not answering the phone. So around 6:30, we went to look at her house to see if she was okay, and we found her on the floor. Some weird things I noticed. One, the window was open. I only had to push and it was open. The door was locked, okay, but so I rung the bell and I hear my mother from inside the house asking, "Yes, who is it?" really calmly. That's one weird thing. Um, I tell her it's me, and I wait, and she doesn't come and open the door, so I just call back and I say, "Well, aren't you going to come and open the door?" And she says, "I can't, I'm on the floor. I fell the stairs and I'm on the floor." Really calmly. Uh, so I go by the window where I hear her speak, and I just push and it was open. Um, it would have been normal if she had fallen in the day, because I mean we open the windows in the day, but in the night with the heating on and all that, she still needs heating, and she had the heater on. The window was open, was not closed. Okay, so I'm like getting afterwards. I started thinking about that, and I found very suspicious. Like it was, how do you call it? Organized, let's say. Then I tell my husband, she's on the floor. I can see her from the window. I mean, the window was open, but there's bars, metal bars, so I can't climb through the window. And just look at her. And I said, "What are you doing on the floor?" She said, "I fell the stairs last night." And so I call my husband and I tell him, "Go climb, find the window open, go around the house, find something open and get inside, because she's on the ground." So anyway, the stairs are on one side, okay, and she apparently fell the stairs on her bum. This is what she told us. But the thing is that her body moved completely on the other side towards the other stairs under the window. Okay, so she did move. If she did fall the way she said it, she explained how she moved. We don't know. But anyway, she was flat bottom on the marble floor. We couldn't lift her up. And I asked her, I said, "Since when are you on the ground?" And she said, "Since last night, 1 o'clock." So I'm like, what the fuck? That's many hours, to be, uh, at that person's age, on the ground, living in the countryside. So really not expecting anybody to come. Okay, she couldn't reach the phone. She could hear the phone ringing, but she could not reach the phone. And she doesn't have many friends, so really nobody would have come unless I did, which I would not have normally, because the same day, Thursday, she came to our business, our house anyway, and she was horrible, so horrible that I didn't want to speak to her. So I would not have gone unless, thank God for the neighbor who warned me, who asked me to go and check. So anyhow, I thought she was very calm. I would have been going crazy, and especially hearing the bell, I would have gone, "At last somebody came, come in, help me," whatever, I don't know. I think a normal person would panic, having been a little less than 24 hours on the ground, alone, in the cold, on marble floor. But she was really cool about it. Anyway, so we tried to lift her. I had to wash her because she'd done on herself, and she must have been many hours there because it was really smelly bad when we came in. So thank God the bathroom was near, but it took us about 1 hour to lift her off the ground, and she's quite heavy. And she was not helping at all. She's like, I can't move, I can't move. That's all. But and then it took me another hour or so to wash her. To take her clothes off was the most difficult because once she was sitting on the chair, she couldn't move at all. So I couldn't have even lift her bottom to take her trousers out. And anyway, that was hell. There was no way to take her to her bedroom. Then she started screaming, every time she moved and all that. And I said, okay, we have to phone the what do you call the hospital car? I don't know how you say it in English. They have to come and take you, because we cannot move you anywhere. And you have 5 steps to get to your bedroom. This is not possible. So anyway, they came and took her, but of course this is like an island little hospital. It's not even a hospital, it's like a clinic. So they couldn't do anything. They just gave her painkillers and they wait for the next morning to do x-rays and to see if something is broken. So next morning we were there very early to see, and she had broken not her hip, it's on the back of the hip. I don't know what she called it anyway, but it's little bones she broke like this. But you can't do anything about it. It's not, you can't operate on that, or you can't put them in plaster. It's just they have to lay in bed for 2 weeks when this happens. So it was a kind of a panic because I was like, no way. It was so hard to have to wash her, and the smell and all that. I just couldn't cope with it. I would have become a nurse if I could, but I can't cope with it. The thing is that anyway, we got her home, so I couldn't have her in her house because it's impossible for me to go there or to have my husband drive me all the time. So we got her in the bungalows. In a house next to ours, which is always the last one we rent out. She was okay at the beginning. Of course, knowing my mother, I knew that she needed to depend. I mean, she was depending on me, so she had to be nice. But really, even when they're nice, you can hear that little thing in that tone of voice, kind of, it's fake. It's like, I'm being nice, but because I have to. I'm being nice because I have to, because I need you now. And she was like, she made 1 or 2 comments that I could hear it in her voice. I surprised myself that I am taking care of her normally. I mean, you can't be mad at them at that moment. I mean, they've hurt themselves. They're in pain. You sometimes want to kill them because they go too far. But the first days I was very patient. I just was tired, and feeding her food, her fruits, her medication, all that. So she made one comment which was like, I have to accept that you take good care of me. It's like, she was, I have to accept that you take good care of me. Like she was trying to convince herself, she's not so shitty anyway, your daughter, she does take good care of you. It's like, what do you do in these cases? You say thank you to the other person. I'm sorry, I'm a burden, or there's so many things you can tell to somebody who's taking care of you, to make them feel nice. But I have to admit that you do take good care of me. It didn't sound good to me. Anyway, maybe that's me. Then of course, I found a lady who comes twice a day. We're trying to find the timing where she poos, because I'm not changing her nappies, or yeah, her pampers, we call it here anyway. Her nappies. And so she comes twice a day. And the lady turned around at one point and she said to me, do you have customers? And do you have guests? And I'm like, yeah, one. And my mother couldn't not use that opportunity. And she said, in my days when I was taking care of them, um, I had always four full. We have five houses, okay? I always had four full for 10 days, 15 days. Now it's 3 days here, 3 days there, and they're never full. So, I mean, when somebody says that, what do they mean? You know, I mean, it's obvious what they mean, that I was working better than them now. She did grab the opportunity to show the woman, you know, that I was doing the job better. I was better at it. Now they are, you know, they have no customers, kind of. I didn't say anything. I let her. We talked about it today, and I said, you know, you just grab every opportunity you can to put me down. And she was like, no, I didn't mean that. People don't have money. That's why they don't come anymore. I said, no. You didn't say those days back then people would book for 10, 15 days, and now they don't anymore. No, you didn't say that. You said, when I took care of them, I was always full. Now, you know, it's 3 days. And knowing you, I said, Mom, knowing you, that you always complained that I shouldn't be renting for 2 and 3 days. I should only book for a week and over. I know that was to demean me, you know. Oh, we can't talk anymore. Oh, we can't say anything anymore. You know, you take everything wrong. They continue even when they're in their sick bed, you know, sickness bed. What do you call it? Anyway, so what I was going to say was that being a narcissist, having to deal with a narcissist is hard enough, okay? But if the narcissist in your life is an alcoholic, I tell you, run. As soon as you've discovered and understood narcissism and realize that your parent has a problem, run. Move to another country, I'd say. Move as far away as you can, because it's fucking not easy. I mean, it just makes things harder, because on top of that, a narcissist is delusional. I mean, they live in their own little world. But when they go through that, the delusion of alcohol restriction, I mean, the doctor told me, I told her that she drinks a lot, and he said, don't stop her. You know, now that you are in charge, I know that it's going to be tempting not to give her to drink, but he said, don't do that. Never do that. You have to give her little doses. She needs her alcohol level. Otherwise, she's going to become delusional. So the third day, Sunday, yeah, let's say the third day, yesterday, it was out of hand. I totally panicked. I'm gonna keep these videos to 15 minutes because it takes so long. It takes like 24 hours for me to upload them from my phone, and I will continue. So, to be continued. This was part 1.